Welcome to this explainer. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right with your money? You know, you're working hard, you're budgeting, you're being responsible, but somehow your account balances just aren't growing the way they really should be. Well, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're investigating a hidden, almost completely invisible force that's working against you every single day. We're talking about the silent wealth drain, and more importantly, how you can master financial fee prevention. And just to be clear, this isn't about skipping your morning coffee. No, this is about plugging the structural leaks in your financial life that institutions literally rely on to line their pockets.
So, where does your paycheck really go? It's kind of the great American end-of-the-month mystery, right? You get paid on a Friday, you pay a rent or mortgage, buy groceries, pay down a little debt, and suddenly, poof, the rest of the money just seems to have evaporated into thin air. And we almost always blame ourselves for this. We think, oh, I must have overspent on dining out, or I bought too many clothes. But if you actually pull out a magnifying glass and look at the anatomy of your monthly spending, a completely different and honestly much more frustrating picture starts to emerge.
And the stakes here are absolutely massive. We're not talking about losing a few quarters in the couch cushions. Over a lifetime, everyday hidden fees compound into tens of thousands of dollars of lost wealth. Let that number really sink in for a second. Tens of thousands of dollars. That's a down payment on a house. That's an early retirement. It's your kid's college tuition. And it is being quietly, methodically siphoned out of your accounts, often just a few dollars at a time, month after month, decade after decade.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1. The silent wealth train. To defeat an enemy, you first have to really understand how it operates. The banking industry, investment firms, subscription services, they have all completely perfected the art of the invisible fee. They know human psychology inside and out. They know exactly how much they can charge you before you'll actually get annoyed enough to pick up the phone and complain. You see, financial stagnation usually isn't the result of one big, catastrophic purchase. It's not buying a boat you can't afford. It's more like 1,000 tiny financial cuts. It's the $2 charge here, the $4 penalty there, that $10 auto renewal you completely forgot about. We've been conditioned by modern consumer culture to just accept these fees as the normal cost of doing business. But they aren't normal, and better yet, they are entirely avoidable.
Let's pull up our first suspect lineup. Section 2, Everyday Wallet Traps.
And this brilliantly illustrates the incredibly common pitfalls the average consumer walks right into on a daily basis, usually without even realizing a trap was sprung. The banking sector makes literally billions of dollars annually off 3 specific charges alone: overdraft charges, out-of-network ATM fees, and credit card late fees. Think about the out-of-network ATM fee for a second. You're paying a bank $3 for the privilege of accessing your own money, and then your own bank often charges you another $2 just for using an out-of-network machine. It is quite literally a double tax on your own cash.
And then, of course, we have the classic modern pitfall, the subscription trap. By definition, these are forgotten recurring payments for services you don't even use anymore, just automatically draining your funds month after month. It's the gym membership you signed up for on January 1st and haven't used since February. Or the premium streaming service you bought to watch one specific show, finished it, and just never got around to canceling. Companies intentionally make it incredibly easy to subscribe, like one-click easy, but then they force you to jump through hoops, navigate confusing menus, or even call a retention specialist just to cancel. It's calculated friction, and it's designed specifically to keep your money flowing into their accounts.
But here's the good news. You actually have choices. Consider the standard bank account. You know, the one most people have simply because their parents bank there. It's usually loaded with minimum balance fees, monthly maintenance fees, and basically zero interest. Now compare that to a high-yield, no-fee online account. Because they have lower overhead, they charge zero monthly fees, offer free ATM networks, and actually pay you a respectable interest rate on your balance. The escape route is right there. You literally just have to take a Saturday morning to move your money over.
Moving right along, Section 3, Big-Ticket Illusions.
So, while daily wallet traps nickel and dime you, big-ticket purchases hit you with a sledgehammer hidden right behind complex paperwork. Imagine you walk into a dealership to buy a car advertised at $25,000. You negotiate, you feel great about the deal, then you sit down with a finance manager. Suddenly, out of nowhere, there's an $800 dealer preparation fee, a $500 documentation fee, unnecessary insurance add-ons or warranties totaling $1,200. The stated price was $25K, but your actual cost is suddenly over $27,500. They inflate the price at the absolute last minute, right when you're already emotionally committed to driving that new car home.
And these big-ticket illusions don't stop at dealerships. They are alive and well on Wall Street, too. Let's talk about expense ratios. In plain English, this is just the annual percentage fee investment companies charge to manage your money in a mutual fund or ETF. Now, it sounds harmless, right? Maybe a fund charges a 1% expense ratio, no big deal. But actually, scratch that. It is a huge deal. That 1% is silently eating away at your investment returns year after year in up markets and down markets alike. Over a 30-year investing lifetime, a 1% difference in fees can literally cannibalize hundreds of thousands of dollars from your potential retirement nest egg.
Oh, and we absolutely have to talk about the latest illusion sweeping the retail world, buy now, pay later, or BNPL. It feels like a total life hack at checkout, doesn't it? Why pay $200 today when you can pay $50 over 4 weeks? But here's the catch. These schemes rely entirely on you missing a payment. The moment you do, you're hit with astronomical late fees or deferred interest that suddenly makes that pair of shoes or that new gadget wildly more expensive than if you had just saved up and paid up front in the first place.
So, the crucial point is how this all adds up. Section 4. The compounding cost.
Albert Einstein allegedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He said, "He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." When you pay a fee, you aren't just losing that money today, you're losing its future potential. Think about the true cost of a seemingly harmless $10 a month fee over 10, 20, and 30 years. If you take that $10 a month and invest it at a historical average market return of, say, 7 or 8%, it doesn't just equal $3,600 over 30 years. Thanks to compounding, that simple $10 a month balloons into a massive loss of potential wealth, often tens of thousands of dollars. You are literally financing someone else's corporate growth with the exact dollars that should be funding your own freedom.
Let's ground this in a reality almost every American has faced at least once. $35. It's the agonizingly standard overdraft fee. Imagine you buy a simple $4 cup of coffee, but your internet bill auto-drafted out of your account 30 minutes prior, dropping your balance just a hair below zero. The bank approves the coffee purchase anyway, but then slabs you with a $35 overdraft fee. You just paid nearly $40 for a cup of coffee. It is completely disproportionate, and it's an absolute wealth destroyer for working people. All right, time to shift gears from the problem to the solution. Section 5, your defense strategy. We aren't just here to get mad, we're here to get smart. This is where you become the hero of your own financial story. Eliminating these fees really isn't complicated, but it does require a little bit of focused intention. So, let's build your shield. Here's a concrete step-by-step financial audit that you can execute this weekend. Step 1, print out or download 90 days of your bank and credit card statements. Go through them line by line with a highlighter. Step 2, cancel every single unused subscription. Seriously, be ruthless. If you haven't used it in a month, cut it. Step 3, switch to no-fee, high-yield bank accounts. Stop paying for the privilege of letting a bank hold your money. And Step 4, automate your minimum payments for your credit cards and bills so you are never, ever hit with a late fee again. Now, beyond that one-time audit, you need to cultivate daily wealth defense habits. Whenever you're tempted by buy now, pay later, force yourself to read the fine print on late fees. When buying a car, aggressively negotiate or just flat out decline the dealer add-ons and prep fees. They are almost always optional. Log into your 401k or IRA today and check the expense ratios on your mutual funds. If they're over 0.5%, see if you can switch to a low-cost index fund. And finally, just plan your cash withdrawals to actively avoid those out-of-network ATMs. Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't just about what you make, it's about what you keep from slipping through the cracks. We spend so much time and energy trying to negotiate a 3% raise at work or grinding away at a side hustle just to make an extra $100. But if we have a leaky bucket, if we're letting banks, dealerships, and subscriptions just drain our accounts in the background, all that hard work is being totally undermined. Plugging these leaks, it's honestly the easiest raise you will ever give yourself. So here is my challenge to you. Which hidden fee will you eliminate from your life today? Don't wait for next week. Don't wait for a new month. Open up your banking app the minute this explainer is over. Find one subscription you don't use, one fee you can negotiate away, or just start the process of moving to a no-fee bank. Take back control of your hard-earned money, let it compound for your own future, and stop funding the silent wealth drain.